going to show you what I do normally for a breakfast for juice for my wife and I. And the biggest thing about it is that we know that almost nobody gets enough fruits and vegetables each day. And so by juicing, we have the ability to supercharge the amount of fruits and vegetables that we consume, and then we can go about living our normal life as far as not worrying about how much fruits and vegetables we've had each day. So today we're going to start off with weighing out about, we're going to weigh out our produce so we know that we have about the right amount of juice for us. So I normally start off with a calculation that for every pound of produce that I juice, I'm going to get half of that in liquid when I'm all done. So that's my formula. You're going to weigh out, knowing that you're going to get about half of that in juice. So today we're going to have some blueberries. Now these I'm not going to juice. We're going to blend these in, some of these. And bananas, there again, we're not going to juice these. We're going to blend these in after we're done with the juice. So some celery, spinach, broccoli, some pears. This is red yams, organic red yams. We're going to use some of this beet, and we're going to do some carrots. So as you can tell, this is going to be a real nutritious amount here. So here we go. So we'll pull up our fancy dancy little scales, and we'll throw in some produce here. And put in, say, about 3 sticks of that. See how much our yam is. Alright, we'll probably put in one of these, and then I'll use, let's say, about 1/3 of this spinach. I can figure out how to get it undone. There we go. So let's do about 1/3 of this spinach. I know that this is going to be a little more than I thought, so we'll cut that down a little bit. And I'll use the pears. I think we're getting a little heavy, so we're going to cut back on this just a little bit. And then half of this. Alright, so we're going to use half of this small bunch of spinach. I think that's how much we're going to use. Okay, there's our makings. Now, let me get some of this out of here so I get more room to work. Okay, I'm only going to use about half this beet. It's a pretty good sized beet, so I'm going to use about half of it. So I'll use the other half for tomorrow's breakfast. Okay, so on the juicer, one of the things about the juicer is that it's all got to fit down through this feed chute, and you don't want it to force it, only if it gets bunched up. So I want to make sure that I get my pieces to the size that will fit in here. And then the other thing is that as it goes through the screw process. Here's the screw here. I'll show you what this looks like. See, this is the screw that drives it through this screen here, and this is the wiper that keeps all the juice coming. Okay, just put it together like that. And then put this in here like that. As this turns and drives the produce down through the screen and forces it out, we want to make sure that the stringy stuff doesn't clog it up, because it's all going to come down through here, and this is going to be the produce, and you got to make sure you got your rubber backstop in there. That helps it a little bit. Okay, lock it in, but I want to make sure my stringy produce doesn't plug that up, so I'm going to cut my produce into smaller chunks as I go, and I'll mix it up in this bowl and we'll dump it in that way. So here's how I do the spinach. I'm going to cut it into small pieces. I use it's like a ceramic, it's called ceramic vegetable cleaver is what it is. And it works really nice. It stays extra sharp, and it makes it easy to do this. But you see, I'm cutting up my pieces so that the stringy stuff, which is the length of the stems, is cut up so it doesn't the strings don't ball up in the juicer. Just makes it easier. Okay. So I'll chop this up, and then I'll go through and cut it that way. There we go. So there's my spinach. Very easily prepared. Then I want to do the same thing with my celery. Okay. I don't know, these are probably an 1/8 inch to a 1/4 inch slices. Seems to work pretty good. And it goes pretty fast. Yeah, it's kind of nice to do this. It's kind of relaxing. You know, it gives you something to concentrate on. So I'll just mix that in there. Next thing is my broccoli, and I'll clean that up, some of the dry stuff. Take off an end, and then I'll cut this too, just the same way I've done the spinach and the celery, into small pieces. And that should be small pieces. Okay. So most people wouldn't eat this much for vegetables in a day, but this is what how much vegetables you're supposed to be eating each day. So we're going to eat as much as we're supposed to be eating each day. Take our carrots. And then, see, they might fit in there, but just to make it easier, I'm going to go ahead and take some of these bigger ones, and I'm going to cut it lengthwise. And that gives me a few extra pieces to work with. Okay, that should be enough there. All right, we'll take our beet and cut it in half. And this will be for tomorrow. I'm going to cut off the head on this. Yeah, depending on how they look, sometimes I'll peel them. But these look pretty good, so we're just going to chop it up into pieces that will fit down into the machine. Okay, we got a pear here. Now, every day that I do this, I use something different because, first of all, you never know what's going to look good when you get to the grocery store. as far as, you know, the freshness and the like. And then the second of all, you never know what's going to be on sale. So I always try to buy what looks fresh that's on sale and get as much variety as I can. Try not to eat the same mix every day. But some of the things that I eat each day are pretty basic. I'm always using yams. Sometimes this is a purple yam, which is, the purple is awesome. That has more antioxidants in it, some things that are good for you than any other colored fruit. So I always try to eat as much purple as I can, just like the beets. That same shade to them. This is a normal yam. I'll normally use these every day, but these were on sale and they look great. So I'll just peel this one back. By the way, this is a ceramic peeler. They're very inexpensive and they work so much better than a metal one. It's just amazing how easy this is to peel this. They make all kinds of different yams and so different colors. And one of the rules of this is, the unspoken rules is that you want to get as many varied colors in your mix as you can, because each color is a sign of something that's good for you, and each color is a different one of those things. So you get as many different vitamins and all the goodness of what this has to offer. Here's an eye. There we go. Okay, we'll cut that down. You can see this cleaver makes quick work of this. Okay. All right, looks like we've got everything prepared. So we want to try to, mix up what we're putting through here. Today I have very little fruit, but most days I have quite a bit of fruit. I'll have a piece of, or an orange, or maybe two, maybe a grapefruit instead of the oranges. Maybe I might add a lime to it. Matter of fact, let's do that right now. This will give us a little bit of zing and some great flavor. Now, they say you don't have to peel the limes to put them in, and that's true. But what I do, I do peel the limes, or at least part of it, because the limes make it a little stronger lime flavor than the lime peel does. And so for our taste, we like the lime, but we don't want it so strong. So I go ahead and take most of this peel off. Oranges I peel, grapefruit I peel, but I try not to take off any more of the pulp than absolutely necessary, because the pulp has a lot of good stuff in it. But of course, you can see with the lime that's hard to do. All right, so here we go. Give it a shot. I'll start off with some fruit just to lubricate the machine, with that juicy stuff. And then here we go. We'll put in some of our mix of greens. Coming out. See, I'll use a carrot. I try not to use this if I don't have use maybe a carrot if things, I put stuff in so fast it gets caught up. Throw in a piece of sweet potato. See our color coming out. Put a little carrot in there. Some beet action. You can never go too slow when you're putting this stuff in here. You want it to keep up with what you're doing. So, you know, it's just like chewing, you know. That's basically what this is doing. It's a masticator. So you want to go as slow as you can. As your patience will allow you. Or anything. But you can tell as you see the pulp coming out on the back side. If it's coming out really, really fast, then you might want to slow down. If it's coming out really, really slow, that's better. But you can see our pulp is virtually dry. Not only is it virtually dry, but it's tasteless. And so this juicer really does a good job of taking out you know, all the goodness. It's going to leave only this would be considered to be the non-digestible fiber. And your body needs fiber, but there's two kinds of fiber. There's the water-soluble fiber, and that's what is coming out into here. And then there's the non-soluble fiber, and that's what this is. So we're still going to get some of this in here. It's not going to take out 100%. It's just going to take out almost all of it. Okay, so cucumbers. I like cucumbers. Tomatoes. That's another good one. Good job here of juicing that out. And you can see the little windshield wiper type thing inside cleaning off the screen to keep the fluid flowing out. Okay, there's our green. I'll throw in some of our That's one thing nice about this is called a vertical slow juicer. It only runs like at about 40 RPMs, this, the screw inside here. So it doesn't warm up your produce. It keeps as much of the nutrition in it as possible. You see our drink definitely has a red color because that's our theme today with our red beets and our red yams. You know, there's civilizations that have survived on just eating yams for their diet. I mean, 90% of their diet is yams. But yams are a very good source of all kinds of nutrition. You can live on it. You can see as the screw turns, it tops off a piece of that carrot. Working his way on down. As you can see, this is just like dust. There's no moisture in it hardly at all. It's taken every bit of it. Carrots have a lot of juice in them. There's a lot of cancer treatments out there, alternative cancer treatments that are based on juicing carrots and carrots alone, for massive amounts of carrots in your diet. But what you need to know is that your body will absorb every bit of nutrition out of this stuff. Whereas if you use a manufactured product, such as a vitamin pill or a vitamin drink, those are not natural products, so your body may or may not absorb them. This, your body's going to absorb. Okay, as you can see, we've got our juice is just about done coming out, so we're going to go ahead and prepare our bananas. And just lob that off there. Make it easy. Okay. Okay, now we just break our banana up a little bit. Throw it in the bottom of our blender. I hope this will all fit. Let's take a handful of blueberries, maybe 2. Not much better, not many things better for you than blueberries. There we go. Put some blueberries in there. Doesn't that look good? The bananas are going to really hide a lot of the flavor because they're so sweet. All right, we just dumped in our juice. Okay. All right, so we're running out of outlets here. All right, so the next step is we'll blend them together. And I think I'll start off on a lower speed just to see what happens. There we are. So let's see how this turned out. All right, here we go. This is really good. Well, I hope that helps on how to make your morning breakfast in a juice and get all the vitamins and vegetables from vegetables and fruits and berries that you could possibly dream of.